Welcome back to Special Stage and our live coverage of the second round of the MGJ Engineering Circuit Rally Championship. It is the North Humberside Motor Club Stages Rally at Cadwell Park, the first of two visits to the Lincolnshire Wolds in this winter rally series. After a bit of a lengthy delay after an accident on circuit or on the stage in the fourth stage of the day, I'm pleased to say we're back underway. Mackenzie Snowden has stayed out in front with a lead of 41 seconds now in the Junior 1000 Championship. Riley Chester moving up to second place in those last few stages. Behind him, Joshua Slaughter has overhauled Daniel Taylor. 5 seconds behind Riley Chester, and Dan only 1 second back. Then it's Jack Birch. Charlie Mathewson, championship leader, moving the right way up the leaderboard. Thomas Marriott, Igo, Lloyd Edwards, Ross Cudmore, Lewis Arnold, Matty Franklin. So Ross Cudmore moving again, another driver going the right way on the leaderboard. Matty Franklin dropping back a little bit through that pair of stages. We're about to go live for the senior part of the event. And at the moment, Patrick O'Donovan, his first rally. Jack Morton alongside in that Hyundai i20 R5 leading the way remarkably. 23 seconds ahead of John Griffiths and Emma Morrison, our reigning champions here in the Circuit Rally Championship. Behind them, Paul Murrow. You're about to see them on stage. It's Michael Igo and Will Atkins behind them. John Stone, Laura Connell have come on strong from the start here this weekend in that newly rebuilt, completely rebuilt, I should say, Legend Fires Polo GTI R5. And it's Tony Robinson and Paul Spooner, Steve Finch, Sam Fordham. Martin Hodgson is in 8th place. Another formidable performance by him. Mark Kelly way down the order after that incident on the first stage of the day. Perhaps caused by some kind of issue with the brakes. The smoke that we saw when that Fabia hit the chicane in the pit lane was from the rear of the car, and there were reports of the brakes glowing just a few hundred yards into the stage. Either way, Mark wasn't rolling out his rally driver excuses. He was happy to blame cold tyres, slippery stage, and just pushing a bit too hard. I'm not expecting the chicane in the pit lane to be perhaps as tight as it was. So we're on to stage 5. And the layout for stage 5 and 6 basically sees our competitors again start at the old hairpin here at Cadwell Park. They head the correct direction round barn, but it's still slippery. You saw some of the juniors slipping and sliding there just at the back end of the junior category. We will see from the juniors, don't worry, we'll get a couple of stages from them at the beginning of stage 7. Once again, we just caught the back end of those with the delays to the running. We would ordinarily, in the running order, have had stage 5 by now. As it stands, we're getting stage 5 about to begin for our senior competitors. So the correct way round barn, heading up the start-finish straight, again the correct direction. Going up Coppice, round the club circuit, again following correct direction, then they're splitting at Chris Curve. 2 splits to the right, so we'll see the cars through in one of our cameras twice. The camera at barn, going up through the assembly area. They're coming down the hill from the grandstands into the assembly area towards the clubhouse, towards the spectators in there. It's an exciting angle to watch rally cars. And then they're going to hairpin right on the top of the mountain outside the clubhouse. Always a popular spot for the spectators before heading down the hill. And we've seen some big accidents in fact going down that tight access road down the hill towards the commentary tower. Ashton Royce was in with Ollie O'Donovan, and I talk in past tense because Ashley and Ollie no longer in this event. Not only did they have the bump into the Armco at Barn this morning, which damaged the rear bumper, that thing caused a fire at the end of stage 2. Stage 2, stage 3, losing track. They managed to get that out, but then awful luck. An injector went down on the Hyundai i20 R5. Direct injection. It's not an easy job. It's not something you would do in the service area. Perhaps you'd attempt it if a rally victory or a championship position, depending on it, but it didn't. So they have retired the second of the Hyundai R20 R5s. As it happens, they are the second of they are the second. We were expecting them to be the first with Ollie's usual pace out there, but St. Patrick has done from 19 years old, second in the leaders defenders with the first rally. He's got experience of rallycross. So don't get me wrong, he knows how to handle a car, and that would explain how well he's gone today, but perhaps didn't expect him to be so quick out of the blocks, leading our reigning champions John Griffiths and Emma Morrison by 23 seconds out in front. So Ollie Donovan, Ashley Norris have sadly retired from this event. And Class B, Philip Wilson takes 13 leads away. 45 seconds of Andy Dixon, Stephen Hansen just keeping third. Martin Hodgson, Tommy Jones, as I say, leading Class C. Stephen Sawley, Rob Johnson behind them, and it's 17 seconds the gap. It's doable, isn't it? With 4 more stages to go. Alistair Stables, Neil Jones chasing hard behind them with 24 seconds to add on there. Jason Wilson, Lee Wilson, despite dropping back on the overall order, do lead Class D. And they've got a minute and a half back to Jay Briggs and Harry Warshaw. Andrew Turner, Ross Green in third place before we get to Class E with Daniel Poole, Chris Coombs in the Corsa Super 1600 kit car, which is now overhauled. Paul Sheard and Colin Stevens in the MX-5, who started fast this morning and stole a march from their slippery morning stages. Adam Hanna, Wayne Wood in the Puma in third place. Class F, Kay Thompson still leads the way with Reese Brooks alongside. From Ian Barnes and Devlin Johnson in the Ford KA. Just 10 seconds the gap though, a bit further back. Rob Overend and Steve Young in the Ford Fiesta. So that is the overall and class leaderboards. Very quick rundown for you. We're about to have, you can see on the stage, first of our competitors here into the finish of this 5th stage of the day. The sound of anti-lag. Not too far in the distance as John Griffiths and Emma Morrison come through the flying finish, splitting left into gravel road at the top of the Chris Curve. See Martin Hodgson, Tony Jones 8th place in the overall leaderboard. Picking up really from Jason and Lee Wilson in the Darien from round 1. They were our leading 2-wheel drive contender and taking the fight to the 4-wheel drive cars in the top 10 leaderboard, weren't they? This time it's the job of Martin Hodgson. Jason and Lee Wilson started well this morning. It was going to be a tussle between those two wheel drive cars, albeit in different classes. But Jason and Lee dropped back to 24th, coming into this stage on the overall leaderboard, albeit leading Class D at the moment. John Griffiths, Emma Morrison then, let's see how they think they've done. We will give you a rundown of the top 10 leaderboard. It will scroll through the bottom of your screen. Let's have a look and see what our reigning champions think as it starts to get wet, starts to get slippery, and it starts to count here at Cadwell Park. John, how was that?
Yeah, we're good. Went on wets that time, so we thought we'd do something different.
Yeah.
It felt good actually. What the time was like, I don't know, but it's a bit of a...
Starting to get damp, isn't it?
Pardon?
Starting to get damp out there.
It is, yeah, a bit greasy, but it went really well. Pleased with that, so it is what it is.
Quietly confident. We haven't seen the times. You'll see them probably before I do. They'll scroll down the bottom of the screen. And here's a very sorry-looking Skoda Fabia R5, but less sorry than it was when it wasn't running this morning. Mark, you're actually back in it as far as the class result is concerned. You could salvage something from this.
You know, I've not even looked, so I'm guessing we're well down, but just to get the seat time and enjoy the rest of the day. Something wrong there, though. I was down on